Hello there. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. I think I'm not muted. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me and see me okay. I do have to warn you, I'm doing a bit of an experiment with this live stream, and you guys will have to be the judge and tell me how you're feeling about this. I just read that there is a new way of doing mid-roll ads for live streams. Have you guys heard about this? Instead of the ad showing up and replacing me completely and just playing the ad and interrupting the experience, they're doing for desktop only. Yeah, I think for the computer only, they're doing a new mid-roll where I don't go away, but you still see the ad somewhere else on the screen. It's almost like there's two screens. One is me and one is the ad. I think you lose my audio, but you hear the ad audio, but you still get to see me. And then they do something with the chat too. I think the chat gets paused while the ad is playing. So I know the conventional wisdom is to not have ads enabled during the live session, But for the sake of experimentation, you guys let me know how it's working out. Not that I really want to keep ads on for live streams, but just for my own knowledge and to be able to talk to other people about this, I'm curious what the experience is like. So if an ad plays during the live stream, put it in the chat and let me know. I'm curious. I'm curious what the experience is like. And then I'll be able to hopefully play it. I think I can play it back later and watch. Is that a thing? I don't even know. So, but good to see you guys. Welcome to the stream. And today I've labeled the stream the best YouTube advice for small channels, because I wanted to revisit something that I put into my school community. And I just thought it was really impactful and might be worth sharing for anyone who missed it. So if anyone knows the YouTuber Aprilyn Alter, does this handle and name look familiar to you guys? She's a bit of a, what I would call like a YouTube savant. She's only been doing YouTube for a few years. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you know who she is. But she's someone that I admire and I look up to, and I've watched a lot of her content, and it's just so very well done. And a few months back, she posted this essentially like 2 years of lessons in her community, and I grabbed it and I put it in mine, and I just thought it was so valuable. So I wanted to share it. But let me just check the chat and see if there's any questions coming in. I think Jay's got a question. I can pull that up here and we'll come back to it. Let's take a look. So Jay is asking, my room is a bit echoey and wondered if your mic would be a good upgrade from the NT USB Mini. Yeah, no worries about the random questions. I love my mic. You guys like it? Do I sound okay? Because I feel like it's done a really good job over the last 100 videos. And I don't know how much room noise I get. To be honest, I don't treat my room at all. Like, I don't do any sound treating. And I've been filming in my kitchen and I've got these huge ceilings. So I would imagine there's a lot of echo, but the mic does a pretty good job, I think, of not picking all of that up. I also do treat the audio in CapCut. I think I showed you guys how I run the audio track through a normalizer, a vocal enhancer, and then a noise reduction. So, but yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do a talking head and you're good with a USB-C mic, this bad boy, I think, has been worth every penny. So I'd recommend it if you're looking for a really good quality upgrade, especially too if you're thinking, Jay, don't you do podcasts? This is a really good podcasting mic. So yeah. And funnily enough, I sort of just bought it on a whim because I had seen a few people have it in their video and they talked about it. And this was like really early days for me. And I said, screw it, I'm just going to bite the bullet and get it. So I did. And I'm actually pretty happy with it. And I'll just selfishly plug that the mic itself is in my video descriptions. So if you want an affiliate link for it, it's right down there. So let me just say, it's good to see you guys. I'm glad you're all here. I feel like we got a big crew today. So it's good to see some familiar faces and also some new faces. I see Mike Adams. I don't know, have we met before? It looks like you're coming from another live. Sherry's here, Carolyn's here, Andrew, Naz, Prodigal. Prodigal, as always, good to see you. Thank you for being here and for helping out. If I happen to miss a question, just blow me up in the chat. Oh yeah, I don't have a UK link for it, but honestly, I'm not trying to yeah, affiliate links. Thanks for confirming too on the audio, and let me know if the background noise is too loud as well. I do have some music from our friend Naz playing, or sorry, Ninad. So for those of you who don't know what we're listening to, this is Liquid Hour DMB. It's one of our lovely community members, Ninad from Serbia, who has a really, really cool channel that does all things Liquid DNB. So if you're into that style of music, really good channel to check out because it's really high quality stuff. Who else do we got? Moheit is here, Catherine, Jay, of course, Jeannie's Journal. I don't know if we've met Jeannie. If we have, apologies. but good to have you. Oh gosh, hold on. I'm a little backed up here on the chat. Living with Parkinson's, welcome back. Good to see you again. Lauren, yep, welcome. Ebon Cookery, I don't think I know you, but welcome. That's an interesting name. Your window cleaners has a question. Okay, let's come back to the question. I think this is the next one in the queue here. Hold on. All right. Do I have a YouTube membership and a school community? I sure do. I sure do. Let me know if there's a follow-up question to that. You might be asking yourself, why do you have 2 memberships? Wouldn't that be confusing? And I would say, yes, it would be confusing. However, the school community is free. There's no membership to join that. And that's really a place for people to hang out. The channel membership through the YouTube partner program through my YouTube channel is really just there for anyone who wants to help support the channel. So I don't really do anything with the YouTube channel membership. I don't offer really any perks or benefits or behind the scenes stuff. It's really just there if anyone is feeling out of the goodness of their heart that they want to support my efforts. But I don't really talk about it. I don't advertise it. It's just turned on. But really where all the magic happens is in the school community, and that's all completely free. But if you have a follow-up question on that, if there's more you want to get into, happy to talk about all things monetization and all things community as well. Those are 2 of my favorite things. So Moheit has a question. Do you have, you don't have to answer now, but how many subs should I have before doing my first live? I'm so nervous that nobody will show up. That is a very valid concern and fear to have. And gosh, I'm trying to remember. I think I was around maybe like 2,000 subscribers on my channel when I first went live. And I'll ask Don too in the chat. John, do you know any channels that go live that don't have that many subscribers that you would call out to maybe just reassure Moheit? Because honestly, I don't think there is a certain number of subscribers you should shoot for. If you start to feel like on your channel, you might start building a little bit of a community. You see people in the comments showing up week after week. That might be a good indication to give it a shot. And if people don't show up, that's okay, because a lot of people start well before they're ready, well before there's really people dropping in and saying hello. And that's okay. That just gives you some practice of going through the motions in a low pressure environment, working through any of the kinks, the technology kinks, just getting familiar with the live stream setup if you're doing the native live stream platform through the YouTube studio, or if you're using a third party. All of it is practice. All of it is just getting your feet wet and feeling it out and working through the technical difficulties. So it's never too early to give it a shot. I've seen people who have like 50 subscribers, they go live and they might have one person in the chat and they'll just go back and forth and chop it up. So, but yeah, it's perfectly normal to feel nervous. And honestly, every single week when I do my live stream, if I'm being honest, I do feel nerves. I get a little anxious, and I always wonder to myself, is anyone going to show up? Am I going to have anything interesting to say? Am I going to be boring and forget my train of thought? All of these thoughts are very normal. And I imagine people who've been doing live streams for a long time probably still sometimes get in their head about it, especially if the audience isn't responding or they're not getting questions or the chat doesn't seem very lively. It can have an effect on how you come across on camera. So perfectly normal, perfectly valid. I wouldn't worry about it. The best thing you can do is just take messy action. I know you hear that cliche constantly, but it is essentially the most powerful advice I can give to anybody who's apprehensive about starting anything on YouTube. This is Cruisin'. Hey, how are you? It's been a while. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you being here. All right, we got a question from Kyrie. Kyrie Tone 3. LED panel or softbox? I have a softbox. I wish I could show it to you guys. Maybe you can see this. Tell me if you can see this. This monster. So you see that light? That is a light that I have here at my desk. But I'll be honest with you guys. I don't ever use it for making videos because I'm always filming downstairs in my kitchen where I have a ton of natural light. So for 80-90% of all the videos I've ever made, it's all natural light. I also go to the roof during the daytime and there's just all natural light. So this softbox purchase was kind of a not needed purchase. I have it here in my sort of like desk area because sometimes when I do video calls or do these live streams, I have it turned on, but I have it set at like 1 or 2%. So it's not really anything that I would recommend you go out and buy unless, of course, you have a completely dark room and you don't have any natural light. But that's what I've got. And I don't think I have a link in the description of. Actually, let me check. I don't know if I have a link somewhere for it, which is kind of silly of me to not. Let me just check. Nope, I don't have it in my links. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. It is the Amaran 60X. I'll just put that in the chat. And it's like a Godox softbox. But again, I'm not the expert. I'm definitely not the expert on lighting. So if anyone else has a suggestion on lighting, throw it in the chat. So yeah, toying with the idea of getting started. Found your channel today. It's great. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you. Oh, I love it. I'll take the binge sessions. Yeah, thank you. It's good to have you. And let me know what other questions you've got. Anything YouTube related, anything small channel related, anything that I can share, any advice or encouragement, I'm happy to do so. Thank you, Nanad. Appreciate the super, as always. Oh, I love it. I really appreciate you, man. Let me just see. I think there's another question. I think we got another question. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm real backed up here, you guys. Okay, so Jay responding to Moheit about doing their first live stream. 150 subscribers. Yeah, 100%, man. Just jump in because it's fun. And it's nerve-wracking, but it's fun. And I think the more you do it, the more relaxed you become and the more you can enjoy it. And honestly, one of the things I haven't done that I really want to do is bring a guest on. I just need to figure out the technology. So I know, Jay, you've had guests on yours. I probably need to bug you and figure out how you're doing it. I think you're using StreamYard or Riverside or something like that. But yeah, I got to get going on that because I feel like having guests would make it more interactive. You guys would learn from other people, that kind of thing. We got a question from Willis. Hey, Willis, I don't think we've met. Good to see you here. You got a gaming channel. It's got good views, 700 to 1200 views for shorts, but long videos, they rarely get over 20 views. What's wrong? That is a great question. I don't know. It could be that your shorts viewers don't care about long form content. Sometimes, and this is the way I describe it to people, almost like you got to think about it like the YouTube algorithm for shorts is different from the YouTube algorithm for long form videos. And the audiences don't always overlap. So like long form viewers like myself, I never watch shorts. I just have no interest in shorts. And shorts viewers might have zero interest in long form content. If your shorts contents get decent views, just make sure you're using related content to tie it back to your long form video. But long form video is difficult. It's challenging to get good at. It's challenging to keep people watching for longer. Retention is a really big issue on long form content. I would ask you, how long have you been making long form content for? Give it 3, 6, 12 months and post weekly. And if you can, twice weekly, because long form video is very hard to get good at. That's my take on that. But without looking at your channel, I wouldn't really be able to tell. This is Cruisin has a question. Have I thought about starting a Patreon account? It's a great question. I haven't. I know that there's a lot of crowdfunding platforms out there. I did start a Buy Me a Coffee, but I didn't want to give people too many links to click on for calls to action. And while I appreciate crowdfunding and support, in my mind for my business, it's not going to be the primary way that I earn money. So ideally, if you look at like a video description, for me, I want to just really point people to one of three things, which is grab my freebie for my lead magnet so I can get your email, and then I can nurture you and potentially, get a paid product in front of you, or join my school community so we can hang out and get to know each other. And then if I'm the right fit for you, I can become a coach and a mentor. So those are the two main ones. Yeah. So like, I don't want to give people another option, because that might sort of fragment where my viewers go in terms of like the CTAs. Now, I know Patreon is an amazing platform for a wide range of YouTubers out there. It can be a really great way and become the primary income source, but I think you got to have like a lot of viewers who are interested in that kind of thing. And then Patreon is obviously, I think there's a lot that goes into it in terms of like what you provide to those viewers based on the membership. So I haven't put a whole ton of thought into that, but yeah, I'm just kind of focusing on the coaching business. But thanks for the question. Yeah, so Jay's referencing the school community. Yeah, I mean, I can't shut up about it. You guys probably hear me drone on about school constantly, but here it is. I'll put a link for it in the chat if anyone's interested. It's basically just a way for people to get together, and just like talk about YouTube and help each other get over any humps or hurdles or negative limiting beliefs that we have about if we're going to be even good at it. It's a great way to just network and get feedback and do all of the things. And if you've applied for membership or if you've DM'd me and I haven't responded, I apologize. I'm a little bit backed up, but yeah, I think it's just a great place to connect. And for those of you interested in community for your own channels, really simple platform to use, to manage, to maintain. From a user perspective, it's also very simple. There's no like crazy algorithm or distracting ads or just things throwing you off. It's like you just get what you want out of it, and you can turn it into a paid membership if you want to. So similar to like Patreon or other membership-based programs, you can put a monthly membership on it. People can join, they can pay the membership, and then you've got this really like intimate group of people that you can chat with and support, that kind of thing. So Jay, thank you for the plug, man. Thanks for mentioning that. My musical success journey. Hello, welcome. I don't think we've met. Good to have you here. We got a question from Your Cleaner Windows. I like it. Just setting up my paid school community instead of YouTube memberships. Is this a good idea? Yeah, I mean, so I think so. I think it just depends on, I guess your price point and the transformation that you're promising. There are a lot of really great school communities out there, and a lot of them have a wide range of price points. But they also, a lot of them promise really good transformations. So I'd be curious to learn more about what you're targeting. Like, what's your goal with the community? Are you just bringing people together so that people have a place to network and learn from each other? Or are you trying to teach these people how to get from point A to point B, like how to maybe start a business or how to do something that you have a specialty in? But I think having a school community is great, because with the YouTube channel memberships, do you guys know how much YouTube takes? So if I have a $10 channel membership and you sign up, how much do I get and how much does YouTube get? Throw that in the chat. Let me know. We're going to test your YouTube partner program knowledge here on the live stream. And then on the other hand, platforms like school, they do take a percentage, but it is far less than what YouTube takes. Yes, I think it's a great idea. And especially so, you guys, it's $9 a month to start on school, like to own your own community. It was usually, for the last many years, $99 per month. And now it is $9 per month. That gets your feet wet, and you can figure out, hey, does this thing even do what I want it to do? Is it going to be easy enough for me to figure out? So yeah, absolutely. And Jay, by the way, thank you for the Superman. I really appreciate that. I know I saw it a minute ago and I forgot to give you a big kudos and thank you. it's really great to have that support. So thanks again. Okay. Moheit has another question. Do you tend to find new subs on your live stream, or is it always existing subs? This is a great question. I'm going to show you the answer to this question, if that's okay. Give me a sec. I'm going to pop into the YouTube studio and I will show you guys if live streams are actually helping to grow the channel. The conventional wisdom is no. They do not bring in the normal, like what you're used to seeing in terms of subscriber growth. So I'll come into the analytics and see more. And then let me just make this a little bit smaller. We're going to go 365. Let me first show you what subscriber growth looks like for regular long form videos. So right here in the middle, you can see this, right? This is the amount of subscribers that these videos have pulled in. And this is just long form content. So for me, and I have about 6,500, like, you know, I'm getting like maybe 5, 10 per long form video. And then some of my better videos pull in like, you know, 20 to 30 to 40. This one video, you guys, brought in almost 2,000 subscribers. The one about how much YouTube paid me after 90 days. But you can see it's all over the place, right? Some videos brought in 2, some videos bring in, you know, 15, some bring in 30. The last one I posted about how YouTube changed my life has over 50 right now. So this is just to show you what it looks like for long form. Now let's look at live stream. So here are the amount of subscribers I have gained from my live streams. It's pretty night and day, right? Like 3 subscribers. And in a lot of cases, I'm actually losing subscribers from my live streams, which is a little scary. So what does that say? I'm not great in a live environment. I don't know. You tell me. But yeah, so 3, 1, and 1. It's not much, but they're good for watch time hours, which is great. Right? It's good for hanging out and nurturing the base of, you know, people that are into the channel and getting to learn from other people and getting to know other people. So even though it doesn't really grow the channel that much, it is still very much a worthwhile thing to do. And of course, there are always exceptions to this rule. Let me tell you a story about our lovely friend Ellen from Ellen's Healthy Kitchen. She did a live stream, and I shit you not, this live stream has, I think, 50,000 views on it. It's the most viewed thing on her channel, which is crazy to me. It was like a 2-hour live, and I think it was 2 hours, 50,000 views. She got so much watch time from it, and it really boosted her AdSense because a lot of people watched it after the fact. So, and it brought in a lot of subscribers to her channel as well. So don't sleep on live streams because you certainly can have a breakout viral moment, assuming the content is good. So that's a bit of an anomaly, but it's definitely a thing that can happen. So Kai had their first live 2 weeks ago with one person showing up. It was his wife. How do you promote your live streams? Do you have any recommendations? Okay, that's a great question. I have been really bad about promoting my live streams. I haven't really talked about them in community posts or like newsletters. I don't talk about it even in my videos. I've just been scheduling them either a day or even a few hours ahead of time and just letting the chips fall where they may. So I haven't really done anything to publish or publicize my live streams. I've just been like letting them do what they're going to do. But you can do a YouTube community post. You can tell people in your videos like, hey, I've got a regular day and time each week that I do my live streams. Feel free to tune in. If you schedule them maybe 3 or 4 days out, that will give YouTube more chance to show people that, hey, there's this upcoming live stream that they can then get a notification on. So those are a couple things that might be worth exploring. Jeannie, I think this is a question. Is it actually okay to make comments on other channels to subtly advertise my channel and proof. Let me think about that. I think the answer is, as long as you're not being sleazy and like overly aggressive about it, I mean, it's probably fine. I think what you can do on other people's videos is you can definitely comment and add to the conversation, right? And lend your expertise or opinion or whatever in the hopes that people will click on your channel and see what you're all about. That's what I did early on. I would make it a point to comment on other people's videos and just try to help, try to add value, and try to like give my 2 cents or my opinion. And in some cases, people would like what I had to say in the comments, and then they would click on my avatar, come to my channel page, and then look at what what's my channel all about. And if they liked it, then they would become a subscriber. So yes, it's definitely doable, but I would just not be overly aggressive or kind of like sleazy about it. You obviously don't want people to think that you are just trying to get people to come to your channel. You got to do it in a very organic way. If you're doing it in a live stream, yeah, I would avoid that. Unless you're like buddy with the person hosting. Thanks, Gabe's Takes. Appreciate you being here. New face, new name. My music success journey. My YouTube channel has 67 subscribers, and I try to go live at least once a week. At least twice a week, along with shorts. Yeah, it's perfect. Create a schedule for yourself. I think that's really important to do. Try to stay consistent, and in time, things will start to grow and flourish, and you'll start to build this momentum. So yeah, I think it's a good idea, and you get good practice doing it more too. So do you feel like after, this is from Joe Unfiltered. Hey Joe, I like your profile, like your little icon. I love the coloring. That orange and yellow speaks to me. Do you feel like after a year of consistent content that the algorithm will finally start giving back? Okay, so I'm going to give you some real talk here, Joe. I don't like the framing of that question, because the algorithm doesn't owe you or me or anybody anything. The algorithm is just a robot, a soulless, objective robot that's main job is to find people and to connect them with videos to keep them watching for longer so that YouTube can make more ad money. That's the only purpose of the algorithm. 1 year doesn't mean anything. There's no time frame where the algorithm treats you differently. It's the quality of the content that dictates everything. It's the interest level of the topics, and it's the execution, and it's also the packaging. So it's all of the things that all of us have come to know and learn about YouTube that make an effective video. Is a good topic that people care about, good packaging to get them to click on it, and then good execution in the delivery of the video. If you can check the box on all of those things, then you're putting yourself in a very good position for that video to do well, which is going to get you a lot of impressions, which will get you a lot of views, which would get you more subscribers and channel growth. But I don't think about the algorithm in terms of owing me or you or anybody anything. It's not something that I think we need to cater towards or figure out. I think it's just viewer psychology that we need to lean into and figure out. So I hope that answers the question. Ebong, I think you got a question. For sound, you use FC, is that Final Cut Pro? But the sound is not good. I record with Audacity and bass +1, treble +1. I again import the voice to Final Cut Pro and then increase. That's a good question. Does Final Cut Pro have any normalization features for YouTube? That might be something worth Googling. And I don't know if we have any experienced Final Cut Pro folks in the chat. I use CapCut. I can show you really quick here what I do in CapCut. I actually made a video about this for my community not too long ago. We'll do a new project here, and I'll just import this guy. So in CapCut, and this is going to be different for every piece of software out there for editing. Here's my waveform. You can see this, right? I hope. You can see like the peaks and valleys of the waveform. And this is just the native audio that was picked up by my mic when I was recording this video. So this is before it's been treated. With it selected, I can come into audio, and in CapCut, I have a normalization feature. I have an enhanced voice feature, and the enhanced voice, it's kind of hard to read. It basically removes any echo, clipping sounds, mouth clicks, or other noises, and it enhances the quality of the audio. There's also a reduce noise feature. And then this normalization feature brings it to the correct levels that YouTube wants on their platform, because there's different ways of normalizing your audio. So when I'm making my videos in CapCut, I check all three of those, and that's what you hear in my final product. So if you watch a video on my channel and you're listening to the audio, it's being recorded in this guy, the MV7 Plus. I think you can see that. And it's going, most times it's going directly into my phone from the mic. And then in CapCut, it's those three features. But I don't know much about Final Cut Pro. So I would probably recommend having, either a YouTube tutorial on how to enhance the audio in Final Cut Pro, or using Audacity, or even I think Adobe has their own web-based audio enhancer for podcasts. You can dump your audio into that as well. Hope that's helpful. Hey, Rachel. Hi, let's hear what others have to say about having a channel like this. Most are run by Motherhood. Oh, I don't know if you're having a conversation in the chat with the others about your new channel, but let me know, Rachel, if there's a question. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. You're a badass, by the way. Ooh, Moheit, you're going to be on Jay's live. Okay, love it. I will have to tune in and check that one out. Jay, I'm still waiting for my invite, so I don't know what's up with that, man. I'm just teasing, but I'd love to be on it. Okay, so Joe, you're getting good subs. Oh, okay, vertical. So you guys know the difference, right? There's two types of live streams. You can do vertical and you can do horizontal. So I'm doing a horizontal live stream right now. The vertical is like a live stream that would show up in the shorts feed. And yeah, I think you're right. There's definitely a difference in those types of lives, and you can probably pull in more people through vertical. Veselin, am I saying that name right? I hope. Welcome. Good to see you. Good evening from Bulgaria. Cool. Good to have you. Rosani, good to see you again. Hello, hello. Fruits of living. Any suggestions for channel growth? I make videos on exploring different topics ranging from metaphysical concepts, living free, traveling, and expressing creativity through what our heart desires. Okay, so fruits of living. Here's my question for you. Is there a simpler way you can say that? Because even based on your own words, as you're describing your channel, I still don't really know what that means or what your channel is about. So is there a way you can reframe it into what kind of problems you solve, or who you help, or what you help with, and why, and maybe why is that even important? What are the benefits of the outcomes that your viewers might have? Right? Rather than describing like the features of the channel, like what's the benefit of the channel to your viewer? That might be an easier way to describe what your mission is. And one of the reasons, and without looking at your channel, I wouldn't be able to tell you, but one of the things I see with a lot of newer creators is there's often too broad of topics that they cover. Like they're tackling a high level niche and they're not getting specific enough to speak to anyone individually. And that can be a challenge to grow your channel in that environment. Or the content is too focused inwardly on the creator and not focused outwardly on the viewer and the viewer's needs and the viewer's problems. So I would suggest getting really clear and defined about your niche, who you're helping, what problems you're helping with, and just make content every single week in that narrow lane for as long as you can, 3, 6, 12 months, and then see what happens. So I hope that's helpful. In other words, niche down. Okay, so Veslin's question, how do you choose a niche in YouTube? This ties in very nicely. So that's a good question. It's hard because a lot of people have a lot of different interests, but you have to, I think, really what I think you can do, there's two schools of thought. You can do YouTube as a hobby where you don't really care that much about making money or growing the channel. In that case, make content on whatever you want. As long as you enjoy it, make content on whatever you want. You don't need a niche, just make videos if it fills your heart, okay? Camp 2 is you're intentional about growing your channel and maybe making some money as a result. Then you need to get really narrow in your focus because people go to YouTube to either be entertained or to be educated for the most part. Like that's kind of a generalization. That's my 2 cents about it. Feel free to agree or disagree with me in the comments. But if you're there to educate people and help people through a problem, to answer a question, to help people feel like they're not alone, to relate to people, to inspire and encourage, like those are all wonderful ways to build your channel and to help other people. When you're helpful to others, people will come to you. You'll become a center of gravity. You'll become a subject matter expert in whatever domain or area of interest that you're talking about. But it's really important to get clear on what that is first. So it's a hard question. Pick what you're passionate about. Pick what you feel like you can talk about for hours. Pick what you feel like you can talk about for years, right? Because the last thing you want to do is pick a topic and then get bored of it in 3 months. You got to pick something that you feel like you can stick with for a long period of time. And then you have to determine, is this even a topic that people care about? And most times for most topics, there's definitely interest. You just have to go, you just have to be consistent enough for people to find it. Doesn't matter how niche you are, you have an opportunity on YouTube to be very, very, very hyper niche and still have people come to your channel because they share that common interest or that common hobby or whatever it is. But you just got to stay in that lane, I think, for as long as possible. Once your channel gets really, really big and you're like a pseudo celebrity on YouTube, then you've earned yourself the ability to, I don't know, make all kinds of content. You could turn your channel into a vlog channel, or you can do a travel, whatever, talk about anything you want. But that's only earned after I think you've amassed a pretty good following. So I hope that answers the question, Veselin. So my musical success journey has a question, and I know I'm like super slow, you guys, on the chat, so I apologize. I just watched your video on the community, how to turn it on, and I was just wondering, have you used it anymore since you made that video? I think you're referring to channel memberships. I'm not sure, but yes, if you're referring to channel memberships, I've enabled it just the once. I set up the pricing tiers and I set up like the emojis or whatever. But after that, I've just, fire and forget. I don't even talk about it. It's just there. People want to sign up and become a channel member. That's amazing. And I appreciate the support, but it's not something that I put any time or energy into. So I hope that's what you're asking about. If you're asking about the school community, that's a whole different animal. And yeah, I use the school platform every single day. Yes, thank you guys for the plugs on the school community. All right. Wow. And I'm just realizing how behind I am. Yes, you guys got it right on the channel membership, 70-30 split. So not ideal, but it's certainly a thing. Navigating Motherhood, Eva Love. Question. I have a brand new channel, 1 week. Congratulations, by the way, on getting started. I'm struggling a bit with the talking off the cuff. Okay, that's hard. I find that often lose my train of thought and have to re-record many times. All right, I would love to hear everyone else's advice on this topic too, because this is a hard one. I also have a hard time speaking off the cuff, and I also have to re-record a lot. So a lot of the videos that you see on my channel where I'm just seemingly spitballing for 10, 15 minutes, more often than not, that's my third attempt at making that video. Sometimes it's good though to have multiple takes like that because you work through the cobwebs in your mind about what you want to say, and that can help you stay on track. But what I often do, Eva, is I will script out the hook, right? So word for word, keep it short, keep it simple, get to the point really quick, and then give yourself high-level bullet points, like 3 of them. And it might just be like a prompt, like, how would you answer this question? And then just talk about that for 4 minutes or whatever it is, 3 minutes, and then get to the next bullet and try to do that one for just a few minutes. And what you might want to do is try to do each bullet in its own individual take. That way, if you get to the second bullet and you just like completely botch it and you lose your train of thought and you forget what you're trying to say, you can re-record that second section as opposed to re-recording the whole video. I hope that makes sense, but the talking off the cuff is definitely an acquired skill that you get better at as you go. And oftentimes how well you articulate is, at least for me, it's tied to how impassioned and knowledgeable you are in the topic. So if you were to give me some abstract topic to go off the cuff on, I'd be miserable at it and I would suck at it and I would lose my train of thought. But if it's a topic that you're intimately knowledgeable on and something that you're passionate about because maybe it strikes a nerve within you, then those will tend to be the topics that are easier to talk about without losing your train of thought and without all the ums and the ahs that get in the way. So I hope that answers the question. But all that to say, 1 week on the platform, first of all, congratulations again. Like, that's the hardest part, getting started. But just know that talking head videos where you're just speaking, extemporaneously, those are hard to do when you're not rambling, and it takes time to get better at that and get more comfortable with it. So just be patient with yourself and keep trying. That's the most important thing, is to keep trying. Hey, Tracy, welcome. I don't think we've met, but good to see you. If you're asking if you need Final Cut Pro, the answer is no. You can use whatever editing software you want. Hey, Steve, welcome. Good to have you. Steve in the house. Yep. Thank you, Catherine. It really helps when I've got cool people in the chat giving me questions. When I don't get any questions, I start to be like, oh shoot, what do I do? What do I do? So yeah, keep them coming. Yeah, that's awesome. So Jay mentioning doing his lives as a podcast, getting new subscribers. Yeah, exactly. Cross-pollination is so important. I know it's like early stages for a lot of creators out there, but it's never too early to reach out and try to like make YouTube friends with people in the same niche, because that can really help with your channel growth, especially if you're kind of connected to somebody maybe a few steps ahead of you and they pull you into a live stream. So some of you may have seen me on Rob the Maritimer's live stream from like 6 weeks ago. I can't tell you how many people have joined my channel because they saw me on Rob's live stream. And same thing with Old Me Living Better. You guys know Mike Bayer, the 81-year-old who started his YouTube channel and he's just a complete rock star. He has, in several of his videos, mentioned my channel and some of my playlists. And I continuously get people coming to my channel saying, hey, old Mike sent me. And I'm like, amazing. Like he's kind of like paying it forward. So always be on both ends of that relationship, right? Reach out to people and ask to connect. And, if there's a smart way to collaborate, that's mutually beneficial, try and do it. And then if people reach out to you, be patient and try to, see if it's going to be something that you can do and accommodate, because you never know, like people want to connect. And it's oftentimes a very symbiotic relationship. But yeah, good call out. Steve did a second live. His entire audience is here. It's so funny how there's all this carryover between creators, right? Like I'll pop into Rob's live stream and I'll just see like a bunch of people. I'm like, hey, I know all these people. It's kind of cool, right? Yeah, I love it. Thank you for the super. That's really nice of you. I appreciate that. We got a question from Ronkowski. That's a cool name. Question, my shorts are in the 200 to 400 view range. The last 3 have barely gotten 10 views. Feel like I'm banned or something, haha. 200 to 400 and now they're like down to nothing. I think I've seen that with other people where some shorts will get like 1,500 views and then some will get 50 views. You guys have that experience? I don't do shorts, so I'm probably the worst person to give you shorts advice. But let me know, anyone in the chat who's doing shorts, do you see that issue where like some will just spike and some will just do nothing? I think it's probably, I don't know. It's hit or miss. I think even with long form videos, some just take off out of nowhere and some don't do much of anything, but it's a long game, Ron. So just whatever you're doing, keep doing it and keep doubling down on the first 3 seconds of your short. That's probably the most important of the short because people are scrolling, right? And if they don't like what they see, then they're just going to keep going. But I wish I had more advice for you on that. And I just want to say, hey, Alan, I don't know if you're still here, but good to see you. The algorithm is not evil. Very fickle, but not evil. Agreed. Mona, right? Mona Weathers. Welcome. Good to have you here as a subscriber. Thanks for jumping in the live. Yeah, I'm wondering if Rob or if Mike recommended my channel. These are really great guys. And that's what I love about this YouTube community is just that everyone is so supportive of each other, especially even people who are making the same kind of content as me. Like no one sees each other as competitors in this space. Everyone is here to support each other and help each other out. And that's why I think there's such good cross-pollination between channels. So yeah, welcome. It's good to have you. Kinmore, haven't done a live yet, but almost there. What's holding you back? Let me know. Throw it in the chat. I'm curious if I can help you out because going live, yes, is scary, but it's definitely doable. Another question from This Is Cruisin'. Ty, I saw something recently. If you're not getting views, it's because YouTube doesn't know who to show the video to. You have to be very clear who your audience is. That's true. That's why sometimes it's helpful in the video to kind of articulate who you're speaking to. And even in the description of your videos, you know, I sometimes make it a point to say, I've done this a lot on my first, I don't know, 6 months of videos. I would say, hey, my name's Ty, and on this channel, we do all things YouTube channel growth, but from a non-guru perspective. And sometimes I'll talk about Gen Xers and baby boomers and beyond. So I'm like basically saying what I do and who it's for, right? So sometimes it's helpful to be really articulate about that in your videos to help people understand like what the whole mission of the channel is. And then also in your channel page, also in your video descriptions. But yeah, good call out. And then of course it's repetition and it's like making content that fits in the same lane. The longer you can do that for, the better your chances of finding the same types of viewers to come and watch your videos from one to the next. Yeah, Moheit, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Joe, 3 to 4 shorts and 1 long form. That's a lot. It's pretty busy. Plus a live stream. It is up and down. I had the same experience. Been doing this 12 months now, and every week's different. You know, some weeks are great, some weeks are not so great. And oftentimes momentum is hard to maintain and success is hard to replicate. And sometimes you'll have a period of success, like rapid growth on the channel, and then it'll just crash to nothing. And it's like, now what? But the best advice I can give to anybody struggling is to just keep going. The worst thing you can do is to stop. the best thing you can do is to keep going. Even if it doesn't feel right, even if you don't have any certainty or clarity, even if you feel like you're crap, just keep going, because the compounding effect of showing up as often as you can will invariably lead to you getting better over time. And you might not see it in the moment, but you will get better over time. It's a matter of patience and intention. Let's see. Catherine's got a question. All right. Do I have a video that walks through analytics for beginners? I would say I do, Catherine, but it's probably a really bad video from like my early days. So, yeah, if I can, let me see if it's on my channel somewhere. I'm almost like embarrassed to share it because some of my earlier videos I'm not like overly excited about. Let's see. It's called Beginner's Guide to the YouTube Analytics Studio, and it's a really, really bad video. I'm going to share it, and you guys can laugh at me. So this in the chat is for Catherine from her question from a while back about looking for the YouTube's, like, you're looking for a beginner's guide to the YouTube studio. Yeah, it's not a good video. Okay, I'm trying to see where I am in the comments. I think there's another question somewhere. Happy Man, what a killer name. Welcome from India. Hello. Yeah, that's a great name. Yeah, I love that, Steve. I didn't get to watch Mike's video yet, but I'm planning on it. And it's pretty cool how he keeps, he keeps recognizing other people. He's just very giving, which I love. So I'm very appreciative of Mike. I don't know if he ever watches my live streams, but Mike, if you're out there, thank you for being a badass. And Rob, you too, man. Rob's been super supportive. He's been popping into the live stream every now and then. It's really cool to see him. So Rob, that one video he talks about all the time where it was his like transition from doing Camtasia stuff to him doing talking head. That one video, along with one of Alexa's videos, were like the two main videos that I watched that helped motivate me to get my channel started. What's up, Big Mayo? Good to see you, man. So I'm at a point where I need to upgrade my computer so I can stop using CapCut and move to DaVinci, but I could also use a better camera. I'm using my phone currently. Any thoughts? What's wrong with CapCut? And do you need DaVinci? And also, what's wrong with your phone? I've made 100 videos with my phone. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough to prioritize gear. Whatever's slowing you down the most is what I would replace first. Ooh, Sherry, you just started shorts this week? Okay. Yeah, 1K views and some under 5. It's ridiculous. Who the heck knows? I have no idea. It's the algorithm, I was watching some video about, I think it was Marcus Jones. Do you guys know who he is? He's a creator on YouTube. He did an interview with someone who's really, really good at shorts. And you can do 3-minute shorts now, right? I don't know that I've ever seen a 3-minute short pop up in my feed, but they were talking about how the algorithm treats shorts differently that are under 60 seconds versus over 60 seconds. So that's a question for you guys. Are the shorts that are not performing well, are they over 60 seconds or are they under 60 seconds? Her recommendation was keep your shorts under 60 seconds, because if they're over 60, then you might see some weirdness with the algorithm not pushing it out as much. But take that as just conjecture. I don't have any firsthand experience with that. I'm just recounting a video that I saw yesterday or 2 days ago. Ooh, Steve, you had Rob on? That's awesome. Yeah, agreed. Can't be friends. I mean, who wouldn't like Rob? Like, he's just like the nicest guy. It's funny, like, people have bones to pick with people. Yeah, I saw that, Catherine. That's awesome. Hey, Chris, welcome. And Chris is new to the community as well. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Good to see you here on the live stream. And by the way, if anyone has any questions, feel free to put those in the chat. I'm going to do my best to grab those. Just put a QQQ in front of it so I can see them more easily. I'll pull them up on the screen and I'll do my best to answer. I am a little bit behind, so apologies. Here's one from Kyrie. Kyrie Tone 3. I like that name. I really like the name Kyrie. How do you live stream? Do you need special equipment? The answer is no. You can live stream from your mobile device, and you can live stream from a computer with a webcam. You can do it natively through either the YouTube application or the YouTube Studio on desktop. I actually made a video on how to schedule a live stream. It's in my channel somewhere, but you don't really need any equipment. I'm using my iPhone right now. So the camera that you're seeing me through is my iPhone. I use this microphone, which is the same microphone I use for all my videos for the most part. Well, I would say most videos. And my first live streams were all done just natively in the YouTube Studio with a webcam. That's it. That's all I need to get started. I have, however, since then upgraded into using Ecamm Live, which is software. It's Mac only software that helps out with the live stream. And that's what lets me put the comment here up on the screen. So I really like it. It's really intuitive, easy to use. It is a pay service though. It's like $20 a month. But if you do live streams regularly, then $20 a month is nothing, because you may end up getting fan donations that more than cover that cost. So the answer is you don't, but it's helpful once you sort of work up to it. I'm going to butcher your name. Is it A-Star? A-Star Lifestyle? Hey, Ty and everyone. I'm getting the itch to do some live streams too. Planning on doing multiple lives on my upcoming trip to Brazil. That sounds pretty cool. I'm secretly jealous of your trip to Brazil. You can do a live stream right from your mobile device, assuming you have enough subscribers for that. You can do a vertical live stream, and you could just show people what you're doing in Brazil. That could be cool too. Yeah, I like it. Have fun on your trip, man. That sounds amazing. So Chris has a question. You suggest to keep on posting even if unclear on niche. Yeah, I mean, if you really have no idea what to make videos about, and you've got like 3 or 4 different ideas, you know, as long as they're not like completely dramatically different, where you would need separate channels, try to feel out like what you enjoy making videos about. And the only way to know that is to actually make the videos. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good idea just to like get the practice in of going through the whole production process, like thinking about ideas, writing about ideas, delivering to camera about specific topics that you like. And I think what you'll find in time is that either your viewers will tell you what they like, or you'll just inherently start to discover, like, I don't really like making content about this topic. I really want to make it more about this topic. So yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about, like, I don't know, gardening, and then, you know, I don't know, software, maybe don't put those on the same channel. but maybe still make the videos anyway and just see what you like making. I know that's probably not a very satisfying answer. Or maybe, make 5 to 10 videos on one topic and then, see how that feels. And then maybe start a second channel and make 5 to 10 videos on the other topic and see how that feels. Sometimes you don't know until you do. But if you feel like you can weed out 1 or 2 ideas that you're just not overly excited about, kind of narrow it down as best you can. I hope that answer was okay. Amit is asking, how do you find topic ideas? Okay, so what I do is I just have ideas pop into my head all the time, and I try to capture them as best I can. I use Google Sheets to capture ideas. Now I use Notion to capture ideas, but also by just looking at other creators in your space and seeing what kinds of topics they talk about, and then doing some research to see what are the more popular videos in this niche, right? So if you're looking at other creators in your space, go to their channels, look at their video history, look for the best performing videos, and just take note of some of those ideas and then include those in the list of ideas that you have. You can also go to things like vidIQ and you can do keyword research. You can type in the keyword or the keyword phrase that you're thinking about making a video on, and you can look at the search volume, you can look at the competition to know if it's worth pursuing, and just hang out on YouTube and just, poke around and see what other people are making content on. That's, I think, one of the biggest things of inspiration for me is just seeing what other people are creating content about. I mean, let me know if that answers the question. Yeah, delaying the live stream purely out of fear of the unknown. Exactly. And I think once you do it, you'll realize, oh, shoot, that wasn't so bad. Like I didn't have to worry about as much as I thought I'd have to worry. But I get it. Definitely been there. And yes, Catherine, brilliant answer. AI is your friend, right? You can tell it like what your high level interest or niche is, and then ask it to come up with 10 or 15 different problems that you can solve in your videos, or questions that you can answer in your videos, or things that your target viewer might be concerned about. And then that can help you to form a list of different topics to make videos about. But yeah, good call out. So Ebon Cookery says, no matter what I do, even after 55 videos and constantly progressing and developing, my average view per video does not go beyond 1.5 minutes. How long are your videos? I tend to not look at average view duration in terms of minutes. I look at average percentage viewed to know, like basically how much of a video is someone actually staying to watch. So let me show you what that looks like in the YouTube studio. So Ebong and anyone else who's struggling with retention, here's something you can look at in the YouTube studio. So here's all my videos. And if you come into this little add metric or table, you click the little plus button, you can do average percentage viewed. And this will show you, so for my channel over the last 28 days, on average, my videos are being watched, only about 31% of the video is being watched. Some are better than others. My most recent video, 33%. This one here, 25%. This one is a live stream, so it's only 10%. But this, in my view, is a better measure of your retention on your videos. Another thing you can look at too is your retention graph for your first 30 seconds. So this is important for literally everybody. You can come into your video, right? And you got to look at this on the per video basis. You come in your analytics and you can come down to, like, you're in the overview page right here, come down to the bottom, and you can look at this graph right here. 64% of viewers are still watching around the 30% mark. In a perfect world, you want that closer to like 70, 80%, right? Because if people last through the first 30 seconds, they're much more inclined to stay for longer. But if you lose a good chunk of people in that first 15, 30 seconds, then you're probably not going to have great retention on the video. So really, really focus. Like, honestly, you should probably spend more time on the hook than anything else in terms of writing for the video. Probably the most important thing. Now, I know this is like the most generic sort of clinical, um, you know, oh, sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. I see Holy Shift. That's a great name. I got distracted by Holy Shift. But yeah, I know that advice is really clinical, like study hooks and create a formula for hooks and just get really good at delivering your hook. And honestly, after 12 months, I still suck at delivering my hook. Oftentimes to the point where I get frustrated and I don't even do a hook, which probably doesn't help. But hooks are really important for every channel. Paola, I hope I'm saying your name right. Do you suggest keeping live recordings public? If yes, can you edit parts out of them? So are you referring to live streams? I think the question is, should you let your live streams become videos on demand on the channel? And absolutely, I would. You can edit them in the editor. If you come into a live stream and you click here, you can click on, where is it? I thought there was an editor. Am I losing it, you guys? Oh wait, hold on. I'm obviously go to one that's already posted to your channel. Then there's the editor button right here. Oh shoot, I'm not showing my screen. Sorry about that. So if you're in your video, you come into the editor right here on the, sorry, let me make it full screen. On the left, you see this where it says editor? Click on that. You can make certain trims. You can like trim out little bits of it, but you can't undo it. So once you save it, it's locked in. So just be careful. Whatever edits you make, if you save those edits, you won't be able to get them back. The editor is very crude. It's very hard to use. It's hard to get it to the right frame. It's probably going to frustrate the crap out of you if you try to use the editor. So my advice would be to just not do it and just let it ride. But that's just me. Pale, I hope I answered your question. Let's see. What else? What did I miss? Iron Sharpen's dad. That's a cool name. Here's a question. When you are just getting started, should you focus on only shorts or only long form, or does it really matter? I think it depends on your, I think it depends on your strategy. And it depends on who your target audience is and like what your goals are. If you just like making shorts because you think they're fun, like just make shorts. But if you really want to grow a channel, and like get a lot of watch time and make money through AdSense and maybe grow a business on the side, I think long form is the way to go, depending on what you're selling. A lot of trust can be built with your viewer when you make long form content. It's harder to earn trust for people to get to know you when you are doing shorts only. You can certainly tackle both, but pick your poison, right? It's hard to get good at two things at the same time. Some people will just do long form and then cut clips from their long form as shorts. And there's a lot of low friction ways to do that. There's like Opus clips and other AI tools that you can use for that. Even CapCut, I think, can create shorts out of your long form. But it really all depends on your strategy. I know that's not a very satisfying answer, but you guys, I'm going to test something really quick. I need you to tell me if this is crap or if it's okay. I'm going to try to play an ad, and I want to know if it plays it over top me or if it plays it to the side of me, and then what the chat experience is like and what the audio experience is like. So let me know if you're seeing an ad. This is all new. Give me a thumbs up if you guys saw an ad. Just try to see if this works. It's not my intention to. Oh, you got YouTube Premium. Okay, good for you. Got it. Okay. I enabled mid-roll ads for the stream because there's a new feature that lets the ad play to the side instead of on the screen. So anyways, maybe it'll pop up at some point. Okay, we got another question from Ebong. Does live? That's a great question. Does live stream with no one listening count as watch hours? What do you guys think? Okay. For those of you commenting about the ad in the chat, if you saw the ad replace me, are you guys on desktop? Or are you on mobile? Okay, so a bunch of you saw an ad. First of all, thank you for letting me know. Just a blank screen? What the heck? Do you have an ad blocker? That's kind of strange. 2 ads for This Is Cruising, and it played full screen. Do you have my live stream showing full screen? Like, I'm wondering if you have my live stream up in your web browser. No ad, no premium. Okay. Good to know. Thanks, M. No ad on desktop. You're on mobile. Yeah, okay. So on mobile, for sure, it's going to replace me. But on supposedly on desktop, I'm imagining if I'm not full screen, it'll show the ad to the side of me, but you still won't be able to hear me, is what I'm told. 2 ads with full screen. Okay. Yeah. All right. Just curious how the ads work, because I know like most people don't play ads at all during their live streams, and that's kind of what I've been doing, but I wanted to test out this new feature. But to come back to Ebong's question, do live streams with no one listening count as watch hours? I would suspect the answer is no. If there's no one there can't be any watch hours added up. Give me a sec, just catching up on the chat. Yeah, honestly, I don't really know what's going on with the CapCut. Like, I think a lot of people got spooked by the new terms of service, and it's not super clear if CapCut is unique or if all of the other providers are doing the same thing or not. You guys will have to tell me, because I haven't been paying close enough attention to it, because I'm like this close from outsourcing my editing. All right, Catherine's got a question. I want to start sharing lessons from my decade as an entrepreneur alongside transformative life lessons I now share. Thoughts on transformative lessons from life and business, or a second channel? Oh man, that's a tough one. Catherine, do you have any other channels out there that you've seen that are doing that? Because I think entrepreneurship and like transformative life lessons, I guess I would need to know more about the transformative life lessons. And like, I feel like they're 2 different audiences. One is like, I want to grow a business, I want to learn how to become an entrepreneur. The other one is like self-help or personal development. I mean, there's certainly ways to marry those 2 topics together, right? but I don't know. It could be, it might be, it might be too challenging to continuously marry both of those topics and like do it in a way where it's cohesive and do that for a long period of time. Like each one of those individually could have like an endless amount of content for. Yeah, they're very linked. Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of linkage there. But I guess you'd ask the question, like with the transformation life lessons, what are the problems you're solving, right? So put that in one bucket. And then with the entrepreneurship, what problems are you solving? And if the problems are one and the same, then cool. But if they're different sets of problems, right, then you might be attracting two different audiences. Holy shift. Okay. Welcome, by the way. Good to see you. I don't think we've met, but that's a really cool handle. I wonder what your channel is about. Please let us know. Okay, so I just started my channel. Yeah, okay, never mind. Let us know what your channel is about. Chris's question. Any experience with YouTube auto-deleting your comments? I can't leave comments on other channels, and I don't think I have any violations. I always leave nice comments. No, Chris, I haven't had any experience with that. In fact, there has been some like glitches where I'll write a comment and I'll hit enter and then like nothing. It'll just vanish. Almost like I never typed anything. I've seen that happen with other people trying to leave comments on my channel and me trying to leave comments on other people's channels, but I think that's just a YouTube glitch. And sometimes I will retype the same message and then it'll like double post. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but I've definitely seen that. All right, Jay, good to see you, man. All right, Zachary Boyd, how did you know you wanted to make this coaching program a business? I didn't. So Zach, hopefully you're still here, but basically I started my YouTube channel July of last year, thinking that I would just try to make an educational channel about how to grow a YouTube channel. And the more I did it, the more I realized what other monetization options there were, of which coaching was one. And then when I hired a coach to help me out, she encouraged me to start my own coaching program, because at that point I was a few months in and I was starting to get my legs underneath me. And I did it. I turned on a coaching Calendly link. I put it in my description. I got a few clients, and that was like a big aha moment, a light bulb kind of moment. And I realized that, hey, I could probably help people who are just a few steps behind me and encourage people and help them with technical issues and really just share what I had learned so far to that point. Initially, it was just 1 hour sessions. That was my only offer. But I had one client say, hey, I want to work with you more long-term. How do we do that? And then I built a 90-day program out of it. So, that's the short version, but oftentimes you don't really know what you find yourself doing until you kind of like wade a little bit into the water. So I hope that's helpful to know. Ultimately though, my long-term plan is to not do a lot of one-on-one coaching. I want to do more group coaching, and I want to have more of a paid membership, but I'm working towards that. So right now I'm focused on one-on-one coaching so I can learn from people and also help people in an impactful way. Let's see. I know I'm behind you guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm here to pay attention to all the eCam. Okay, fine. You're not here for me. I get it. I get it. Yeah, and thank you guys also again for the feedback on the ads. I probably will not run ads. Steve, what was this one? Holy, Ty will have his answer for you, but for what it's worth. Oh, I don't know if you're responding to Holy. What was Holy's question? I may have missed it. Dang, 2 ads with full screen. Okay, gosh. Super Puff, welcome. I don't think we've met. Good to see you here in the chat. All right, Steve, good to see you. Thank you. All right, Super Puff has a question. I'm a small YouTube channel and I just got monetized. Congratulations. It took me 2 months. I posted once a week. That's cool. My question is posting once a week is less? I feel like my views decline after 2 or 3 days. Well, first of all, congratulations. That's awesome. And doing it in 2 months is incredible. So yeah, I love that. I mean, I think once a week is great. If you can do more power to you. But obviously you don't want to burn yourself out. And you don't want to really do stuff that's not sustainable. The goal, I tell people all the time, the goal is to find a jogging pace that you can do indefinitely. And if there are moments where you have extra energy, then sprint for a short duration, but always come back to your jog. If you ever stop running, then that could be a problem, right? So find your jog, find your rhythm, and then just do that indefinitely. That's going to be, I think, in my view, the best approach. But don't kill yourself. It's not worth it. But congratulations. That's really cool. What's up, Nicola? Welcome. Good to see you. Thanks, Em. Thank you. Chris's question, any ideas on retainer membership model as a business instead of one-time fee for coaching, et cetera? How does the membership retainer look? So that's a great question. There are a lot of different membership models. So we talked earlier about YouTube channel memberships, which I wouldn't really consider that like a membership to add revenue to the business. That's more of like fan funding, fan support. Now, put that aside. If you want to do like a paid membership on something like School, for example, School is an amazing platform. There's a lot of other really good platforms as well for real community. And you can use those communities as the forum for your group coaching platform. And you can pull people in for whatever monthly recurring fee you think is appropriate for your offer. And then you can do like cohort based where everyone starts at the same time and you take them through a 90-day program or a 6-month program or a 12-month program, right? And you've got material and coursework to back up the live sessions, or you can still treat it like a one-on-one if you want to, but you're gonna have to charge a pretty hefty monthly reoccurring. So like for one-to-one coaching, I think it's always best to do a lump sum up front, collect the money. You're invested, they're invested, they show up, you collaborate for the duration of the program and call it a day. If you do like a coaching program, like a one-to-one coaching program on a monthly membership, then you're giving people the option to drop out every single month. And sometimes people will drop out, not because there's no value there, but because like they just might be in the mood to not continue. So sometimes taking their money up front, and this is going to sound really shitty, but taking their money up front commits them for the full duration of the program. Like if you're really confident about your program and the transformation you can provide, like, you know, don't be timid and just say, hey, like it's 90 days. Here's my fee. The reason I take it up front is because I really want you committed to 90 days or 6 months or whatever your program is. So, now, if you're not doing one-to-one coaching, if you're doing really like a community that has group coaching or group calls, then a monthly paid membership is reasonable, and you can use School for that. So I hope that answers the question. I know it's a little bit of a ramble. But Chris, we can talk more. If you got other questions, just send me a DM. Holy Shift, what do you recommend for how often to post shorts versus long form? All right, so I don't do shorts at all, but I would say, I don't know, at least once a day or a couple times a week for shorts. For long form, at least once a week. That's my recommendation. As long as it's sustainable. Everything comes back to sustainability. Everything comes back to how long you can do it for before you burn yourself out. Because, like I mentioned, a lot of people, when they start brand new, and I'm guilty of this myself, starting out on YouTube, you're all excited, everything's new, you're really fired up and motivated, and you're like just hustling, right? But then you hit a wall and you're like, this is impossible. I can't keep up this pace. So I would encourage you as early as you can to find that correct pace, find that correct rhythm, and create a posting schedule for yourself and try to stick with it. And the more consistent you can be, I think the better your audience will respond. And that, of course, gets you more impressions and stuff on your channel. But once a week for long form and several times a week for short form. So Holy Shift, hope that helps. And what are you talking about? What did I say? Quote me. Super Puff. How do I ask for people to be a member, or what can I do so that they will do it themselves? You can advertise whatever perks you're offering, right? So if you do a live stream or if you do long form videos, and behind those membership tiers, you're offering certain perks, maybe behind the scenes or community posts that are dedicated to your community members, or maybe you're giving, I don't know, like a free giveaway or whatever it is. Just make that known, make your offer known to your viewers. Oftentimes we get it in our head where we don't want to come off as salesy or sleazy, and I totally get that. So we're kind of reluctant to tell people what we offer, but just be vocal about it. And if you do an email, if you do a community post, you can advertise it there as well. And just be honest and open with people. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I mean, I guess the wrong way to do it would be to try and jam it down people's throats and kind of talk about it the first 5 seconds of your video. Maybe pitch it within your video, within the first maybe like couple of minutes after you've provided some value in your video already, is you can let people know like, hey, by the way, the jogging metaphor. Hey, by the way, I just opened up my channel membership. It's $5 a month. And if you sign up as a channel member, you'll be supporting this channel and all of my efforts here. And then as a benefit to you, you will get X, Y, and Z. So if that's interesting to you, click the join button, right? Something just as simple as that. Doesn't have to be too crazy, and just use your own language, whatever comes naturally to you. All right, so Manny, what's up, Manny? I don't think we've met. Good to see you here. I've had my YouTube account since 2007, got monetized for a short while and then fell off. I want to start again, same channel. I'm 41. Now maybe try doing vlog, advice, perhaps coaching, or start a new channel. I would probably start a new, well, I guess it depends. How many subscribers do you have on your current channel? And it might not even matter. You can definitely revive a dead channel. So, or you can start a new one. I don't think there's really any right or wrong way. Now, of course, if you got a lot of subscribers on your current channel and they've signed up like recently for other content, then you might want to start a new channel. Or if they're there for other reasons, you might want to start a new channel. But yeah, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it. I've seen people revive old channels all the time. Just make sure your branding and your messaging and your channel description and your packaging all resembles the new direction that you're taking your channel in. And probably get rid of all of the old videos, like unlist them if they have nothing to do with your new topics, because you want to create this cohesive brand message when someone comes to your channel page about what your channel is about. If they see videos from 10 years ago about your dog, like they're going to get confused if you're talking about coaching and other things now. So I hope that's helpful. And just know that vlogging is obviously still very much a thing on YouTube, but it's also a bit harder to grow your channel unless you're like really, really magnetic on camera, which you might very well be. I'm certainly not. So I would never try to be a vlogger because I would just be awful at it. But it is kind of challenging to almost like start out as lifestyle or vlog or travel because people just don't know you and they're not interested in you. Yes, Focused not to go on burnout mode. Exactly. Exactly. Thomas's question. I recorded my first introductory video yesterday from my truck. Nice job, Thomas. Congratulations. That first video for me was a huge struggle. You didn't ask for a like or to subscribe. Should I ask? I don't think it matters. I don't. I've done it previously in other videos. I don't know. I think it just depends on your personality. If you feel comfortable doing it, then try it out. But definitely don't ask people to like and subscribe right away. Wait. If you have a 10-minute video, maybe ask it at minute number 3 or minute number 4 when you still have a good amount of people watching. Don't wait till the end, right? And don't do it first thing at the beginning of the video. Do it after you've already been helpful to your viewer in some way. Now, for me, I never ask for a like or subscribe. If you watch my video, maybe you like me from watching my video, and that's going to trigger you to subscribe. Or I don't think I don't need to solicit for a like or subscribe. If you like it, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, hit subscribe. I'm not trying to beg or ask people, but I know there's different schools of thought on that. I know some people will, say to mention it, but I don't really care. Okay. Life with Kine. I hope I'm saying your name right. How do you start affiliate marketing? Well, it depends, I think, on your niche. I can just give you my own example of how I started it on my YouTube channel. Affiliate sales is not going to be a big part of my income stream. But if you are a creator and you're making videos and you want to point people towards different products that you want to get a commission on, Amazon is one of the easiest affiliate programs to get into, and they have everything basically. So you could definitely go to Amazon and try to sign up for their affiliate program. I don't know what the requirements are. I got approved pretty early on. I think most people get approved pretty early on. And then you can start putting in links in your description for different products that you might be talking about. I don't know your niche or what you're going after, and there may be other affiliate programs out there outside of Amazon. My only experience is with Amazon, and I know it's pretty easy to get into. I've had a few people click on my links and they picked up some of the stuff that I've recommended, but it's certainly not a big part of my strategy. I will say though, it can be a very powerful way to make money if it's like your primary strategy, and if you do it right. If you focus on product reviews, like tech reviews, or I don't know, like if you're working with your hands in some way and you're using different tools, like it can be a really powerful way, assuming you have enough scale and traction on your channel where you have a lot of views. You really kind of need to have a lot of views to get people to click on those links. So hopefully that answers that question. I want to save money. That's a great channel name. What tips do you have for hooks in YouTube videos? Okay, that's a good one. There's a lot of different ways to do your hooks, but I think the best way to do your hooks is to keep them very, very short and really, really succinct. And I do not do a good job of this myself, but you really want to start by grabbing attention, either with a question or some sort of bold statement. Oftentimes it can be maybe even a counterintuitive or a controversial statement, or maybe it could be an interesting statistic that your viewers might not know, right? That's so you grab the attention. And then you probably want to reinforce what you're going to be discussing in the video and why those things are important. So if you're going to cover your top 3 tips for decluttering your calendar, right? You can kind of mention that. Today's video, we're going to talk about X, Y, and Z. And by the end of this video, you will have effectively cleaned up your calendar so that you can lead a more effective and organized life, whatever it is. So you want to draw attention to what you're going to be covering, and you want to draw attention to the potential benefit that they will get when they watch your video. So grab attention, talk about what you're going to talk about, and then give them the benefit that they're going to get from watching your video. And you can do all of that in 20 seconds. If you can get all of that out in like 15 to 30 seconds, you're good. And then you just get right into the good stuff, because people appreciate succinct and quick videos. I would imagine your channel is about finance, maybe. So, but yeah, hopefully that answers the question for you there. Let's see. Super Puff, another question. So you notice that your attention drops off in the very first few seconds of the video, and that's the hook. Many videos suggest to trim off the dip parts of the video, but is it a good idea to trim off the hooks? No. Because the hook is really what sets the stage for the video. I mean, this is gonna sound crazy. Take this with a grain of salt, and definitely don't do this unless you really want to experiment. You could potentially trim out the entire hook, and then anything that precedes the very first point that you're making in the video, and you can see how that turns out. It could be a crapshoot. It could work out well, but I think rather than looking at old videos and trimming out stuff, you may just want to focus on better writing for your upcoming videos, because it's really hard in the editor to get the right moments trimmed out, and then what you might have left, those two sections might not gel together very well. So I don't know if it makes a ton of sense to try and delete out the bad parts. And you never really know if the dips are represented by the content being spoken during the dip, because it could be something that was said 15 seconds earlier that caused the dip. You know what I'm saying? So it's like really hard to know what to delete. But yeah, thanks for the question. And Sherry, yeah, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, and so this is a good comment. You have occasionally appreciated being asked to subscribe. And yeah, some people can go overboard, but yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I don't think it's going to hurt unless you're like obnoxious about it. But for me, and the way I record, and maybe this will change and evolve in time, I'm just not very good at remembering to include it. And I would rather point people towards my lead magnet than asking them to subscribe. Because if I can get their email, that's potentially more important than a subscriber in my view. So I think we're caught up on questions. Amazon, congratulations, M, by the way, $6.26 on Amazon. That is a start. That's kind of where I start. I think my first was like $1.14, and then it jumped up to like $20. And yes, Don, I am officially caught up. And I know we're coming up on 2 hours here. Gosh, this session flew by. For anyone who's still hanging out, if you have other questions or any other thoughts or insights, throw them in the chat here. Otherwise, I can bore you with some other stuff. Yeah, there we go. I don't ask for subscribe on my videos. I ask my viewers to watch another video, and you're up to 10 people on your email list. Well, congrats, Tien. Love to hear it. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so the end cards are helpful if you want to keep people binging your content. Hopefully you guys are all using end cards. And Rachel's asking, you mentioned outsourcing your videos. What are your plans for the channel? So if I ever get my shit together, Rachel, I will look for an editor, probably something low cost overseas to begin with. And once I start like getting into a mode where I'm not just scrambling last minute and recording videos unscripted, like if I start to really script out my videos and deliver them with the intention of them being a bit more polished, I'll try to upload those to like a Google Drive and then share those with an editor, and then have the editor put those videos together for me, and then I'll post. But lately, that hasn't been in the cards. One, because I don't really want to spend the money right now, but also because a lot of the videos I've been making have been just like kind of off the cuff, right? Just like me talking head videos that don't really require a lot of editing. I'm also doing a lot of tutorials lately, which are screen shares, which I wouldn't have an editor work on anyways. But one of the things I advocate for people, especially people who are monetized, who are making a little bit of money from YouTube, is take whatever AdSense you're getting, assuming this, fits well with your financials at home, and repurpose that for an editor. Because if you can save yourself 5 to 10 hours a week, wouldn't that be worth it, right? You could repurpose that time into writing another video or filming another video. At the end of the day, a lot of us spend more time editing than we do filming and writing. And that's like the wrong stuff to be working on, in my view. Unless you want to become an editor, it doesn't make sense to spend more time editing than not. Does that make sense? Super Puff, last question. Do you get revenue for the live stream? I mean, for live members watching, not the views on the VOD later. No, unless I turn ads on in the live stream itself, there's nothing earned. I have turned ads on for this one, and I was experimenting with it earlier, but normally I do not run any ads during the live stream, which means there's no ad revenue earned at all. However, once it goes to video on demand, I then enable monetization, and then ads will run as people watch it. What I find is that I get more views after the fact on my live stream than I do during the live itself. I think that's pretty common. And so I don't know what the average view duration is, though. I think it's probably lower. But yeah. If I were to run ads, then I would get a little bit of ad revenue. But I mean, it's like, what, I have like 30 people watching at any given time and there's an ad running. It's not going to be meaningful. Okay, Catherine, so going back to your original channels, doing business and personal growth, Gary V, Pat Flynn, Melra. Okay, yeah, Ollie. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be, it's going to be one of those things where some of those creators too have probably earned their ability to do a wide range of content. You know what I mean? Like, because people come to trust them on certain topics. Like Ali Abdal, when he first started, he was building his channel around like studying for medical exams, right? And like being a doctor. And then he started talking about productivity, and people really got into his productivity stuff. So, and then he makes content about how to grow on YouTube as well. And there's a lot of overlap, a lot of tie-ins. But yeah, it might be one of those things where it just takes time to build. And then Wallet Watching, that's an interesting name. Maybe another finance channel, potentially. The question is, do you think it's beneficial to do lives for the sake of building community and more watch time? 1000%. Community is so important. And even if you don't get new subscribers or ad revenue from your live streams, the benefit very much outweighs the time spent. I'm happy to do a 2-hour live stream every single week because it gives me the ability to just talk with people and chat and see what's on people's minds, even if it doesn't bring in any money or subscribers. But what you'll come to find potentially is people may contribute to your channel via supers during the live streams, and that's helpful, especially early on. And then you can monetize the videos after the fact, videos on demand. But more importantly than that, it's like real connection with real people, and nothing can replace that. So wholeheartedly agree that building a community is important, and also it can help out with watch time for sure. All right, so M's question on when to ask for like and subscribe, I asked near the end. I figure if they're still there, more than likely, but maybe that could be cute to Jet. Yeah, I think it just depends on the strategy. If you're using end cards and you're being deliberate about your call to action to watch the next video, so in a perfect world, in my view, every video would never have an outro or an ending at all. Like if you're doing like 3 tips for X, Y, and Z, right? You finish up tip number 3, and then you immediately tie another video into like your outro, essentially. So like you're wrapping up tip number 3. You're saying, okay, now that you've learned these 3 tips for X, you're going to need to watch this video right over here to understand why, right? But you do it in a much more compelling way, and then they click on it and they watch that video. If you can do that with all of your videos and you just create these never-ending binge sessions, like that is probably the most effective call to action at the end of a video. Because if you get people to like your content and like you as a person from watching 3 or 4 of your videos, they're probably going to subscribe without you even asking. They're probably going to like your videos without you even asking. They may even sign up on your newsletter without you even asking. So I think getting people to see more of you is a better way to get people to subscribe than asking them to subscribe. Does that make sense? I hope I explained that okay. But oftentimes it's hard. It's hard to nail that watch the next video thing. It's not always easy. At least for me, it's not easy. All for Jesus Carnivore. Hello from Oregon. We have some PNW folks up in here. Chris is asking, do you think scripted is better than an edited off the cuff? I've been doing scripted, but I've gotten comments that it doesn't come across as personable. Chris, yes. So it depends. Again, I say everything with a caveat, right? And I know that's not super satisfying, but if you're building a personal brand and you want people to get to know you and you're okay being real and authentic and vulnerable from time to time, then off the cuff without a script is great because people will get to watch you think in real time, which is like kind of what I'm doing right now. If you don't want that to be on YouTube and you really want to you want to show up as a business or you want to show up as like a utility, then script everything out and read it word for word. And yeah, you might show up as robotic. You'll get better in time at delivering less robotically, even if it's word for word. But you will get right to the point and you will not ramble and you will be succinct and you will provide probably more value than if you were to do the off the cuff ones. But to be honest, some people connect better with the more authentic off the cuff ones. And it really just depends on your audience as well, because what I find is the people that watch my channel, they tend to be midlife or older and they like the slower delivery. They don't like the quick jump cuts and all the overlays and graphics. They like a more laid back, like sit back in your chair, have a conversation. So if that's your target viewer, then kind of cater to what they want. If you're targeting a younger audience, then they want something that's delivered more succinctly in a shorter period of time with quicker pacing. That's my general sense of it. Obviously there's exceptions to those rules, but that's my general take on that. You guys liked, okay. I mean, if you like editing, cool. Stick with it. More power to you. And if it's not taking away from making other videos, then great. But if you're spending, and I'm guilty of this, 20 hours editing one video, if that burns you out or like completely demotivates you from making future videos because you're just dreading the editing process, then probably need to think about other ways to simplify it or to outsource it. Super Puff, keep them coming. Sorry about too many questions, but I am new to this. How many ads will you suggest in a 20-minute video or simply the automatic system by YouTube? I don't manually place ads on my videos. I just let the algorithm decide. So I've enabled mid-roll ads and I'm letting YouTube determine where to place those ads. They did launch a new feature, I think within the last month and a half, that now looks for natural breakpoints in the video to show the ad. So instead of placing an ad mid-sentence, which is very jarring for the viewer, it will look for a natural break in the video. So maybe like chapter 1 to chapter 2, or like tip 1 to tip 2, they'll put it right at the end before tip 2 starts. And I feel like it's working okay the few times I've seen it happen. And I just let YouTube do its thing, because the algorithm, even if you do manual placement of ads in your mid rolls, it doesn't guarantee someone is going to get served the ad, because it depends on the last time they got served an ad, right? So viewer preference, viewer behavior plays a big role in how often ads get served, right? It's not like every person on YouTube is going to get served an ad every 8 minutes. It's how does this person respond to when they do see ads? Do they click away, or do they sit through it and skip? Like, so the algorithm tests people's tolerance for ads, and that's how it determines how often to show an ad. Now you can pick those places in your mid-roll, and it may or may not show it, but I just default and let YouTube do it. Yeah, lots of good questions. Yeah, so Don, exactly. This was my life. And even the last video I posted, I probably spent a good 12 hours on that one. And that was a fun video to make, though, because that was more of like a retrospective of my 1 year on YouTube. But man, if you week in and week out were spending 15, 20 hours editing videos, it's overwhelming. It's mind numbing. And it's like just so much focus and effort. And then of course, those videos, there's no guarantee they're even going to perform well. So that's why I think for me and my channel and for my audience, sometimes it's perfectly okay to just have a general idea that you want to discuss, press record, and just go and just talk, see what comes out. If it's halfway decent, post it, because if it helps somebody, then it was worth it. Now, in time, you can refine that. You can write better. You can get better with delivering on specific topics and do it in a more succinct manner. But it's definitely a skill that you have to develop and hone over time. But let me know, throw in the chat, how long does it take you guys on average to edit a video? I'd be curious to know. For the videos where you are sitting down for an editing session, how long does it take you? We'll come back to that. So All for Jesus Carnivore, another question. Just posting 8 weeks ago and posted 78 videos. I don't edit or thumbnails. Over 800 subscribers so far. Absolutely love doing this. What should you do next? I think I need to look at your channel. We're going to pull the channel up if that's okay. And I know I haven't really been sharing much today on the screen share. 800 subscribers. Is this all new from having started, or were these previous? It's like you're posting at least once a day. Wow. Wow, you got some of your videos got good views here. All right, Catherine, thank you for being here. Yeah, I mean, if you're having fun, don't change anything. All right, don't put any more stress on yourself. If you're getting good comments from people, that's amazing. If you're starting to build a bit of a community, that's amazing. Yeah, that's my advice. Keep having fun. Don't change a damn thing. Keep having fun. If you really want to, well, you're already growing great, right? If you have 800 subscribers and you haven't been doing it that long, it's hard to tell. The graph doesn't show. But yeah, I mean, like if you want to make money doing this, then you got to get more tactical. You got to get more strategic with your topics, your titles, your packaging, your thumbnails, all that stuff. But I would just say keep having fun and don't stress about the algorithm. Okay, so coming back to the question about how long does it take you to edit a video? Whew. Let me just look at some of these answers. And I know we got a question queued up here as well from Zach. Zach, one sec. We'll get to your question. Jake says all day. At least several hours. Rachel, repot videos take forever. Veronique, 5 hours. 4 to 6 hours for M. Way over oh my gosh. With Final Cut? Wow. TN, 4 to 5 hours. Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place. But it's hours and hours of your life. And there's something to be said about enjoying learning, editing. And I almost think it's a necessity because to work with an editor early on without having any fundamentals of editing, it's going to be really hard to communicate with them what you want when they start doing the editing for you. So having a good foundation is really, really helpful when you talk to a video editor. But it's just, you get to a point where you just don't want editing to become the major part of your content creation cycle. Because the more you edit, the more you learn, the more intricate you get with your edits. And that could mean the more time you're spending doing the editing. So just be careful. Don't go off the deep end. That's my recommendation because I've been there. All right, so Zach's question was, do you have to be over 40 to work with me? I'm only 31. No. How long will you have one-on-one coaching? And do you recommend this for somebody just starting? I only have 2 videos so far. Zach, normally I'm working with people who have already started their channels, who are, within the first couple months or even their first year or two. But, feel free to check the link in any of my video descriptions and book a 20-minute consult with me, and we could talk more about what you're looking to accomplish. I won't say no, but it might be helpful for you to have a little bit more clarity on what you're chasing with your channel. But certainly happy to help out in any way I can. So yeah, book the link and we could chat, and then I'll let you know if my program's a good fit for you, or you can tell me if you think it's a good fit for you. But thanks for the question. So I know we're coming up on 2 hours here. Let me just see if there's any other questions that I've missed. You guys are awesome, by the way. Thanks for hanging out with me. And thanks for all the questions. All right, so Moheit, you're doing it right, my man. So here's what's great about your channel and the vibe is like, you're not setting an expectation in your thumbnail or through your branding that you're going to be having these overly edited videos, right? Because you're just chilling. You're just chilling in your, like, sitting on the floor next to your couch in your living room in your thumbnail. And people see that like, okay, this is going to be a chill video. So for you, I think it's text overlays and things like that, and maybe a little bit of B-roll here and there. But you're doing it right, because whether you know this or not, if this is the format you stick with, you're creating in my view, a very sustainable format for your channel. So good on you for that. Yep, 6 hours for you, Naz. By the way, your videos are so well done. If you guys don't know, go to New Creator Club, go to his YouTube channel. He's got some amazing videos on his channel, and he's new. He's a freshie. He's just like a little baby on YouTube, but he's blowing up because he's a boss, and he's got his proverbial S together. Yeah, our tutorial's 3 hours. Hector's question, I'm using Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live is Mac only streaming software, $20 a month. Really simple to set up and use, and I dig it. Yeah, 4 to 6 hours. Okay, so CJ's got a question. CJ Shreds, what a cool name. How can I make my thumbnails better? I use Adobe Express, and it's pretty good, but I feel like they could be better. We're gonna look at your channel, if that's okay.
This is Eddie Van Halen, one of the...
Okay. So we've got CJ Shreds. And just like kudos to you, man, because obviously you're younger, but you're doing it. Like you're just getting on YouTube. I don't know how old you are. But I mean, it takes a lot of courage to put yourself on the internet like this. Okay, so your thumbnails. Oh my gosh. Okay, so anyone have any feedback for CJ on his thumbnails as we're looking at his channel? Oh my gosh, you're teaching Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin? I think you're a badass. Okay, so my gut says simplicity is better. If you find other YouTube channels where they're teaching guitar, save your favorite thumbnails from those channels. Like just make a document somewhere on your computer, take screenshots of those thumbnails, and just make like a library of all of your favorite thumbnails that you see. And number one is you don't need to be in your thumbnail twice. So like this one, you're in it twice. Like it's like a close up of you, and then it's you on the. Just show up once. I think honestly, for all of your thumbnails, it really should just be you and the guitar. You and the guitar and a very clean background, right? So like get rid of the colored, like almost like something like this. The simplicity of this one right here, where it's you, the guitar, maybe get rid of the text or darken the background and add some really bright white text. Kind of like this one. I had so much fun. And you see how clear that text is? It pops out. Just make sure the pictures that you're grabbing of yourself are like good quality, good lighting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, something like these where it's like you playing. And just make sure like this one, just make sure your text is really here. Let's take a look. Make sure your text is really bright and easy to read. Hold on, let me grab your thumbnail. Okay, you can see this a little bit better. So, great picture of you with the guitar. The background is a little bit cluttered. It's probably like your bed with blankets and stuff on it. So get rid of that. And then change the color of your text to like all white, big white, and with a little bit of like, maybe like a black drop shadow to add some contrast. So it's easier to read. That's my 2 cents. Hopefully that's helpful. Keep shredding, CJ. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, Don's question. With all of this editing talk, do you think it makes more sense to record several short clips? You've memorized the script and stitch them together for quicker editing. That's a good question. How much are you memorizing? Like 3 minutes worth of stuff? I haven't tried that approach, to be honest, Don, but I think it's worth exploring. If you feel like you can memorize some of the content and then deliver it in a single take, that would be great. When I have made videos where it's completely scripted and I'm trying to deliver word for word, I'll often have to like memorize a sentence and then deliver it. And then memorize the next one and then deliver it. And then the next one and then deliver it, and do that forever. And more often than not, I'm butchering the sentences and I have to do it over and over and over again until I finally get it right. It does require a lot of editing out the bad stuff. So it can be exhausting. If you can memorize it, then yeah, more power to you, man. Definitely, Ryan. I half-ass all my thumbnails. Yeah, I think a lot of people do. I certainly have. I'm trying to get a little more serious about it. Thumbnails are so important, you guys. So important. And if you skimp on your thumbnails, you're almost like pissing away the hours you're spending on your video. Honestly, like I think 70-80% of a video's success is tied to the topic, the title, and the thumbnail. So you got to really get those three things right if you want a video to perform well. If you're okay with like not a lot of views, then you don't need to overthink it. What's up, Lego? Good to see you, man. Thomas, good to see you. Oh. Jerry the Sheep had a bunch of comments deleted. I don't know what that was. Thank you, Don. Wow. Remove? I just tried to remove him. I don't know what he was saying, but he gone, I think. Thank you guys for holding down the chat. Hector's got a question. Do you think people with YouTube Live just showing them washing dishes are getting money out of that? First of all, is that even a thing? Do people go live and wash their dishes? Have you guys seen that? I haven't. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing, because there's all kinds of weird stuff on Twitch. You guys ever go to Twitch and watch some of the live streams over there? There's all kinds of weird stuff over there. But you never know, Hector. It might be a thing. There might be people who have an interest in watching people do house chores. You never know. It might be the case where people want to do, they want to do their own chores with somebody else who's doing their chores. So like if I'm washing my dishes and you need some encouragement watching your dishes, you put on my live stream and like you do it alongside me. Could be a thing. Yeah, Steve, a little over 2 hours, but I'm happy to be here. This is fun for me. we might wrap it up though, unless there's any other questions. But one more question from Manny here. Is it better to schedule your videos to go public in the morning to possibly get more viewers and more people? Oh, okay. So the question is like, how do you capture the most viewers for your videos? Well, number one, the YouTube Studio in time will tell you when your viewers are most online. However, you might not have that showing. Let me show you what it looks like in the YouTube Studio. If you come to your, I think you come to audience, it will show you right down here, like when your viewers are online. So the bright purple is the peak of when people are online. So for me, if you look throughout the week, most of my people are coming online around 10 a.m. ish. So normally what I'll do is I'll schedule it for 10 a.m. And then that way, throughout like 10 to 2, 10 to 3 is when I have the most amount of people on. But I don't think there's any hard rule to do it this way. I've seen people post videos at 2 in the morning or 11 at night, and those videos will go on to blow up and go viral. So, you know, post it whenever you want is really my advice. But I do try to line it up where it's like earlier in the day. Yeah, Bill, right? Great point. Like, I don't know. Yeah, Rachel, maybe it reminds them of their mom. Like, yeah, there's a lot of reasons people like to watch things. And who am I to judge? Yours is the opposite of mine. Like people are not watching at 10 a.m. through like 2 p.m. That's pretty funny. All right, Kim. Good to see you. You guys, I'm going to wrap it here. It's been fun. Thank you for hanging out with me today. A little over 2 hours on the live stream. Good hanging out. Great questions. And hope you guys have a lovely, lovely weekend if I don't talk to you. For those of you in the community, I'll see you guys. And have a lovely rest of your evening. And yeah, evening. And Bill, maybe morning for you. So have a good one, you guys. And I'll talk to you next time.